Hi, my name is Donggguen, and really lucky I am the last person to this presentation, and the morning session is over. So I do it to think about the public with technology, but erase it till this morning, because when I was to listen a lot of by the authorities and societies, actually the technology is just the tools. So we actually the focus about the tool technology. I think the loses the many things. So I just erase it. And the brief introduction of mine, and actually I did it. The three categories of the projects. I focused about a lot of the side project to do the journalism and public, and I'm also the founder of the startups to do the making the working process and about the outsourcing project. And I actually, as I am a software engineer, I really love the coding, and I really like to read the data and have the key of the data and using the AI tools. And also, I think that artificial intelligence is the really buzzy words of these days, but I think they're really useful tools to understand about the data. And this is actually the question when I was first here in AYARF, that does it the future of the public need the renovation, the using the technology? And how could we change it, the technology, and design it to each things? And how could they track and make the information of the public data? Actually, the public data is not really much in Korea too, but how can we wrangle and make the services to information? And actually, the what information is really provide the citizen when they vote to choose. Actually, I really focus about the vote, because I think the vote system is one of the major important system to do it in democracy. So, and then this is actually the problems I really think about it is this is the government logo. There's a really huge gap between citizens and governments, and the second problem is actually on their word. We don't know what they doing it, and they are actually corrupted, and they do only their room, the meeting on their rooms, and not for citizens. So I think that getting the more and more time, losing the trust already, I think, the politicians and citizens and a lot of the persons. So I think when I said before, the project, I think the design, one of the tool is the design thinking, but I think the process to solve the problem we are confronting is do the projects and architect the project and execute the project. So I get it. I think I made the two major projects keys, and one of the major key of the one project is get back information to citizens. So key focus to right to know of the public, to give the information to the public, and that is one of the idea of what I think the tracking the bills and the representative activities, and tracking the judgment is by the court, and tracking the news and policy and a lot of the public's what they said, like also the social network. And the most goal is get enough information to citizen and get it to choose and make to choose their vote, or they are making the discussion of doing on their society. And next things is making the services for the public. And this is what I think the focus is winning between public and private sector. Because public, I think the public think about, they give already a lot of the healthcare system or a lot of the services to give to citizens, but the citizens don't know about it. So I think the major goal is the winding the gap between both of them. And that is the idea of what I think is the services which public service for the weak or for provided by city or the government, and voting guide for the weak or LGBTs or some of them, and simulation of society of the real world with game is actually inspired by Deroni, as he makes a lot of the parameters of the societies and do a lot of the simulated. And so this is actually the real goal of to disclose of the information to give to citizens, and to find a better solution each problems of the policy, bills, and judgment. I think that this is the three major things of which constructed of democracy. But in Korea, actually, they do not give the public data, but they upload it in the web. But the data is really bad, and also we tracked all the things, and all the things can be crawled. So I want to find out these cycles, and we are the vote, and we choose our representatives equals to congressmen or lawmakers, and they made some of the laws and the bills, and then the judgment by the court by the bills what our representatives and our government of our policy, and then to give enough information to citizens, and if they are the wrong, do the right choose to when there are elections, and vote and making the more better things, and to give the information to citizens. And I want to make a whole this cycle of to start point of give information enough to citizens. And actually this is the services for the public, this is what I think, but this is not enough, also not enough. But I focus about who, when, where, what, why, and do it a lot of the making of various, and actually this is really conceptual things, but the citizens included the weak, the gender, based by gender, based by an age or something, and anytime, but somebody only can in night, somebody only can in the morning, and we're in the web or offline is all the possible. So, and then I just make some few things to really want to give to the services, but I want to listen about the ideas of the publics. But the one is to provide the welfare benefits by the public to give the private sector, and I think tool for the citizen to participate of open data, and I think they could find the government services to renovating things and just to do it like what GovZero had it before. And then how can we do this? I can't do it my own, and so I want to start making the cool community, and just I had named it, and during AYARF, the 0011 is one of the names code. It's not the 3, but and 00 is meaning in Korea is equals to public, and 1 is the work. So there's half the meaning to using the technology and renovate the society, and I made it officially during this time. So let's make the playground is of the community. So the Guadang is the slide down, fall down party is by the Korean meme, and I think the community rules is of my major things is time, trust, and ethical, and open all of the at what they are thinking, open all they are what they did it. So, and also this is my major things of technology can democracy society better, and making the trust of society based by tag or provide the services of public information we could not join easily. And this is all things what I think about the code of conduct in our community. So, do the community before I do a lot of the interview with each other, and I prepare the blogs. So what we do by civic community by the code for Japan, and also I heard in social and public sector stories by Andrew Tom, and the Rodin said a lot of the things to simulate it, the experiment of society, and I do have the logged it, and also I interviewed with the Center of the Freedom of Information, do a lot of the activism to disclose the information by the government. And planned interview I had already promised with what the civic captive community existed before in Korea. The one is one of the largest civic community is Team Popong, which is close to 2017. And I was in meeting, I have planned a meeting at Thursday, and I do the meeting with Huni Chong is one of the organizer of the Code of Seoul, and I was meeting with the January 20th. And I do a lot of the code during this AYARF, and I actually made building the demo site, and I had already crawled 18 to 20 the lawmakers information, and provide the 19th elections district map to making to another services, and I all the coded the second 20th lawmakers bills list, and all the information, all the data is open in this here. And actually I had to prepare the demo site, but only for the presentation is not worth it. So this is for the map, and the search is in here, the Eunpyeong, and this is the lawmakers of our district. The name is called Park Joo-min, and what the bills, what they suggested into National Assembly, the three of the things, and this is what they're really interested. What they're really interested is law and healthcare and information, or the start of something. I do have to making a lot of the parameters, but this is not perfect now. I do it. They will be open on this January, and actually I bought yesterday this URL domain net, and I do it to publish it on this January. And I do have the next plan. Korea in April, Korea has a large general election in here, so I prepared the bills, analysts, and giving the services to the week for the election. And after that, I do making the services of the public and follow of the projects of the government, like where's my tax go in England. And actually, I'm not have this is actually my idea and what I want to do, and this is my plan, so please keep along with and give a lot of comments and idea to making the better society. Thank you very much.